Champion number 4. Here it is. It's Jax. It's Jax, and he looks freaking awesome. All right, let's do this.
Want to line up for your beatdowns or go all at once?
Oh, that voice. Okay, here we go. 2 mana Weapon Master. Origin Grandmaster at Arms. Auto-equip the Light of Acacia. So there is an auto-equip. And he's a 3/2. Alright, let's see what this weapon is before I make any other comments. Alright, there's Improvise. Choose weapon, equip it. Equip a fish. Equip a pot.
Think you could fish up something to eat after this
I was
battle?
not expecting 2 mana.
Only. Do you
Oh, he has quick attack. Why did he have quick attack?
How we did it in Acacia.
Jack said there'd be contenders out
That's so good. Yeah, it must be the auto-equip that gave him quick attack. Alright, I love his voice. Oh, yeah, here. Catch your weapon. Oh, I love that. Alright, that's pretty cool. Faded Jax. Fire Red? Yeah, this seems like a pretty good card.
Or did he get a lot scarier in here?
Huh? No, Jax. I'm on your side.
He sounds
Don't
exactly
worry.
like Raven, by the way.
Glad there's a chef on the team now. What's for dinner?
Oh. Oh, wait, the weapon... Huh? Okay, so he equipped over the Light of Acacia. The Light of Acacia is here in hand. There we go.
1,000 years of battle and I'm just warming up.
he used his E! Oh, wait. Auto-equip the Light of Acacia. Attack, give me +1/+1 for each equipped ally this round. Okay. For each equipped ally this round. So that's like, at most, +6/+6? Huh. Okay, yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Okay. Keep that light burning.
I'm Halvaligra.
Alright, the best part so far is just his voice.
Keep it moving, team.
Alright, it's not over yet. We don't know the origin yet.
Today, we stand.
Today they stand. Oh, I saw text on the Light of Acacia, but I couldn't see it fully. Okay.
You're gonna want to watch this.
That's an 8 port. Oh, that's pretty big.
Never gets old.
Oh, here we go. All right. Here's the cards. We'll look at them really fast. The Light of Acacia. If Jax has leveled, the Light of Acacia has Overwhelm. Okay. So Overwhelm already makes a lot more sense because if you're just gonna have like a lot of stats, at least there will also be an Overwhelm. And level up was equipped allies have struck for 15+ damage. That seems pretty easy to achieve. So Light of Acacia has quick attack, gets Overwhelm. Those are good keywords. Okay. And this is the origin. Grandmaster at Arms. You may put any Weapon Master cards into your deck during deck building. Okay, so that's basically Evelyn. And this is the champion spell. 3 mana burst. Give Jax Barrier this round and forge him. Chat! Do you know what that means? The 5th champion! And a lot of you might not know this, but this is my main in League of Legends. Forge is actually short for Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks is number 5. Fiddlesticks is coming! Hell yes! Alright, yeah, no, Forge basically means that Ornn has to be champion number 5, right? And I mean, look at the icon below the equipment. It's literally a hammer. It was pretty obvious. Alright, but now the next question is, what does Forge mean? What the hell is Forge? Give Jax Barry this round and forge him. Huh. Okay, so if we find out what Forge is, we can actually like easily find out what the if Jax is supposed to be a pre-made deck with champion number 5, which is supposedly Ornn, right? Let's see if the cards are here. All right, let's go to Runeterra that they are. We need to see all these cards to really put this in perspective. I guess Forge would be something like Forge is like give your equipment a random keyword or just +1/+1. What could Forge be? Forge has to be something simple. Yeah, my guess is actually on just +1/+1 or something. Jax seems kind of basic. I mean, Jax is kind of basic in League of Legends too. That's not necessarily a bad thing. And what we've seen with these Runeterra regions is that they act as glue for other decks a lot of the time. And it seems like Jack is no different. Like, this is exactly the same as Evelynn. There's no passive effect. It's literally like you may put any husk cards into your deck during deck building. This is Weapon Master cards. We knew this was coming. We knew it was going to be Weapon Master after yesterday because there were spells with Weapon Master. And the sad part is there's no passive effect. That does suck. Is it confirmed that Forge gives +1/+1 to equipment? If that is true, then this makes a lot of sense to me. Because then the deck that we're going to see with Ornn is probably going to be a bunch of Forge cards, and it's all going to be about buffing up certain equipment. It's all about buffing up like Light of Acacia. And then suddenly, if you have a bunch of equipment, and you have Light of Acacia at like +3/+3, or however many times you Forge, Jax becomes like an 11-10. And if you're going to have a 2-drop that's an 11-10 with Quick Attack and Overwhelm, that's really, really strong. But I will agree that is also kind of bland. Yeah. The most disappointing thing here for me is that there is no passive effect again. So it's just going to be another Evelynn. And another sad thing is that if this is what we have, like, I don't know what else we could have from the cards that are yet to be revealed. But if there is only one card that actually buffs equipment, and the buffing equipment seems to be a thing that you need to play with Jax, that already makes Jax a champion that will only be playable in whatever he is pre-made with. And that is kind of worrying. So let's say that Forge is that. Jax is or Forge is give your equipment +1/+1. I could see that because how are you going to level Jax in a deck like this? How are you going to make Jax like an 11-10 if you're not forging his equipment? It seems to be that this deck is all about exactly that. It's all about giving +1/+1, buffing up your equipment, and then finish the game that way. You can swap Yuumi around with Xerxes to dodge Obliterate. Is that actually how that works? Can we 2 Runeterra champ deck? Yeah, so what I'm thinking right now, I don't think it's going to be the best deck, but Jax Kayn actually looks kind of playable. Yeah, maybe even Jax Bard. We need to see the cards, and I'm waiting for them to be updated right here. Yeah, Forge has to be something like that, right? It has to be something like +1/+1. Is this all? I think there's more. I think we're missing like one more Weapon Master card at least, because we're missing the card that's for the Pot of Pain and the Pan of Pain. Jax Katarina, maybe. Like, the problem again, it's that if you're keeping Jax as a 3/2, and all of these Weapon Masters are pretty low stats, you're not really going to level Jax with 15+ damage early enough. And if you do level Jax on like turn 5 or turn 6, he's going to be a 4/3. A 4/3 with Overwhelm. And then maybe you have some more equipped allies. He's going to be like, an 8/7? That's not really going to end any games for you. It's going to fully depend on if he's pre-made with the last champion. Forge. Probably Ornn. Is that it? Are we missing a card? So Jax Origin. All right, let's start here. We'll move all of these to the end. Okay. Jax, a 2-mana 3/2 Weapon Master with the Origin Grandmaster at Arms, which is simply you can put any Weapon Master card in your deck. Auto-equip, the Light of Acacia. And the Light of Acacia is a +0/+0 equipment that gives Quick Attack. With the text, if Jax is leveled, you also give Overwhelm. Level up equipped allies have struck for 15+ damage. This seems like it wouldn't go super fast. However, if there is another deck that's like a pre-made deck, then I could see Jax leveling pretty early, but you really need to level him fast to make it worth it. Because if Jax doesn't have Overwhelm, his effect is pretty lackluster. I also don't really think you want to swap out his weapon for any of the improvised weapons. I think you just want to keep the Light of Acacia on Jax because out of all the units that we've seen, he does grow the biggest. Because in his level 2, there is a +1/+1 effect for every equipped ally. So you want to keep the Light of Acacia on Jax, and the champion spell is Forging Jax and giving him Barrier. So Forging, giving an equipment +1/+1 actually does tie the whole equipment thing neatly together, if that is what it is. If that's what Forge does, it's really, really cool. Okay. So, this is the Origin effect. Put any Weapon Master cards into your deck during deck building. I think this is more interesting than Evelynn because Evelyn is specifically Husks, which is an effect. Anything that summons Husk, you could put in your deck. That's really, really straightforward. Weapon Masters can be anything. We even saw some spells that I tried not to look at yet, so I can give a fresh reaction to them. But yeah, Weapon Master doesn't have to just be a unit. They can do anything, literally anything, and you can put it in a deck with Jax. Level 2 gets +1/+1 and giving +1/+1 for every equipped ally this round. So that's this round only. Jax on attack is gonna grow pretty big. Maybe he is just a Demacia champion and I'm completely missing the point and you just want to go with like cataclysms and stuff. I don't know. It seems strong because you get a powerful weapon, especially if you're forging that weapon and you're, growing it stronger so you can pass it on to another ally if Jax does die. But all of what I'm saying is relatively meaningless if we don't know what the pre-made deck is. And it really seems like it needs a pre-made champion to make this deck make sense. All right. Jax's Counter-Strike. Here it is, Chad. You happy? There you go. Okay. Give Jax Barrier this round and forge him. That's really good. That's a very powerful champion effect. Very powerful champion spell. Giving Barrier is pretty cool with how he works in League of Legends. Yeah, for sure. But the interesting part of this text is Forge. And I just really want to know for sure. I want to get confirmation on what that is. We're just going to go forward and assume that Forge is give your equipment a +1/+1. Because Jax is always going to be equipped, so it's pretty likely that it's something like that. And that is good because if Jax dies, then you can pass on the weapon to something else. All right. Light of Acacia. +0/+0, so Jax auto-equips something that does literally nothing, but you do get quick attack when he attacks, and you get Overwhelm with Jax leveled. Pretty bad, unless you make this grow in stats somehow. And here's another Ionia Nox's Angler card, 2-mana burst, give an ally challenger this round. If it's equipped, draw 1. That's pretty good. This is actually surprisingly good with Jax. Huh. No, this card is really, really good, actually. Because it's so easy to get quick attack. Wow, no, this card is nuts, actually. The best thing that the Jax package is going for it right now, while it lacks a way to finish the game, is that it has a lot of draw. Challenger and Jax with quick attack is nuts. Yeah, that's really good. For 2 mana, this is really good. I think this card is insane. I think you're going to slap 2 or 3 of this in every single Jax deck. Yeah. It's really good. The other card, the 4-mana burst, that draws 2 if you discard an equipment, is also just insane. You're not really gonna run out of tempo very fast with the Jax deck, and that's important because if Jax at most is like a 4/3 when he's not attacking, it's quite bad. It's pretty bad. So this might actually save it. Yeah, it's give, so only this round, but that's fine. It also replays itself. It's just powerful. Sharesies. Okay, so this is the one Yuri was talking about with Yuumi. I saw swapping something. I don't know what that means. 2-mana burst from Targon and Bandle City. Give an equipped ally the stats and keywords of its attachment this round, and equip the attachment to another ally. So let's say you have the Panopane. I think the Panopane is +2 and tough. So you have the Panopane on 1 unit. You swap that Panopane to another unit. You give it to them. But for this round only, you keep the +2 attack and the tough. This is really, really good with the scout weapon. This is pretty good, but if you want to play this card, you have to play it in a way that makes you have a complete blowout turn. If you can like make sure that you have that type of blowout turn, it's gonna be great. But otherwise, I don't think it's very good. 2 units with can't block. Oh my god. I think this is bad, unless there's some kind of OTK you can do with it. Isn't this correct for Fizz double attack, letting Fizz keep double attack and swap it into Rune Runner? I mean, that deck, like with this card being stuck in your hand until you have the combo and not always having to use it. Yeah, if you can get there, it's good. If the stars align and you can use this in the perfect scenario, it's insane. It's really, really good. But you shouldn't need a card like this to get an OTK. If you need a card like this and you're telling yourself, okay, I need to do even more setup to actually get that combo, it's really bad. But if you're using this as a combat trick, like I could see this with, like I said, the Panopane. You give tough to another ally. Then it can be pretty good. Level 2 Jax stats give to another unit. I think the level 2 Jax stats are not given to the weapon, but to Jax himself. Oh man, yeah, if you get it from Conch, it's good. I don't think you main deck this. I think as main deck, it's bad. It breaks your hand until you have like the perfect scenario to use this. But from Conch, it's great. From Conch, it's insane. Otherwise, this doesn't seem very good to me. It's a sweet card though. It's like Catch, where you get these really interesting and unique mechanics with equipment that you don't otherwise see. Equipment is just, okay, I'm giving my unit a weapon, and then I pass a turn to my opponent. With these, you're giving weapons or you're sharing them across your board without passing initiative. And that's quite good. But this does not make Jax seem like a very good champion just yet. No, I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. All right, those are all the cards. All right, Chad. Well, I am going to be completely honest, and I'm going to go ahead and say that Jax does not look very good. It's a Lucian, and Lucian doesn't seem play. Lucian, when he levels, rallies. Jax, when he levels, becomes a stat stick. And inside his own package, you can't protect him. I don't see it, but oh my god. Yo, this. Oh my god! Look at that. They're like the shepherd and the fisherman are in the back there. Yeah, this is sick. I love this art. By the way, this design is beautiful. This is gorgeous. New champs each patch that has worse animation to be meta, and the one has better animation is worse. Surely it's right. Yeah, pretty much. Everything that gets sweet animation is unplayable. Look at the Udyr champion spell, dude. This is so beautiful. But the champion itself, I don't see it. But again, I'll say this for one last time. The card that says everything here is Forge. The fact that it has such a specific word on the card just makes me think, okay, this has to be pre-made with something. This just doesn't make any sense otherwise. The thing is, Jax seems really pre-made with somebody else, and that's got to be Ornn. I could totally see it. Like, the deck is going to be, okay, Ornn makes your Light of Acacia actually good. And then you have a weapon that gives both quick attack and overwhelm. And that's really, really good. So if Ornn and Forging somehow buffs up this weapon in any way, I don't know, then it could be quite good. Then I could see it. I could see there being some potential there. But don't forget that these weapons, the Wandering Shepherd, Blades of the Fallen, Parts Made Whole, and Transient Lure, probably not, Catch, all these weapons, all these weapon masters are super playable outside of Jax decks. Jax seems really, really tied to the weapon master package, but his entire supporting package, every single one of these cards, seems playable outside of Jax. And that is great. That is such good news. Because if you look at the Evelyn package, can I type in Husk here? Of course not. What a trash website, dude. All right, we'll go to the builder here. Type in Husk. Okay, so, and then you go to the Evelyn package. Okay, Hate Spike got buffed. Hey, Vivo, I don't know if you're here, but it still says 2 mana right here. I don't know if you're aware, but this card got buffed to 1 mana. And it's actually pretty good now because of that. So, Hate Spike is playable in Sacrifice decks. Solter is playable in... I don't even think he's super playable, but I like playing Solter with Viego. So these 2 cards are the only card from the... Oh, and Domination with Blade Dance. Fair. Yeah, and this one. These cards are just not playable. The Allure, Vora, Solitude, Steam are unplayable. Even in Eve decks, they're not very good. But you kind of have to because you need the Husks. So with Jax, it doesn't really seem to be that way. Jax actually seems like he has cards that see play in multiple decks. I actually love the Hookmaster, this one. I was making a Yi deck, and I was like, I really want good equipment for this deck so I can play this card, right? I want to play the Momentous Choice. This Momentous Choice card is insane in Yi, but I don't want to play the Flow weapon. That's trash. That card is bad. But then with the Ionian Hookmaster, suddenly you have an auto-equip, and you activate Momentous Choice with it, and then suddenly you have like an enabler for Yi, making him even better. So I'm not going to give these cards any ratings. I'm not going to write them down because right now I can't rate Jax. I just think there's something missing. It wouldn't feel right. Right now, Jax is like a 1. It's like a literal 1. It's so bad. Xerxes is a 1. And Transient Lure is actually like a 7. This card is very good. It's a 7. And that's all I can say about it. And Transient Lure is only good if there is an equipment deck. The Ionian Hookmaster is good. And Transient Lure becomes really good if Jax is good. but I don't see it right now. Again, I will also say I love the flavor here. I love the direction. I think Jax is sweet. Just not seeing it right now.